I'm gonna load it. Give me a second. You have 15, okay, go ahead. It should pop up on your screen. All right, and it's okay. This is the first time. I just want to make a meta about this activity. This activity A is for us, for you to, do a connect activities. B is just for you to experience some of the activities, engagement activities in the Nearpod platform. All right, thank you. So next one, I'm going to go over our norms. For today's norm is, if they're like Telmo mentioned earlier, if you have any questions, please type it on chat. Keep your microphone off unless you need to speak. Be engaged and present. So here's our agenda for today. We're going to go over distant learning ELD guidance, and then I'm going to guide you through some digital platforms for you to teach designated ELD. And the last item is I'm going to guide you through the Wonders ELD digital resources. And here are outcomes for today. For you to use two digital platforms to teach designated ELD, and then for you to be able to log in and assign students work in Wonders ELD website. All right, I'm going to go over really quick the distant learning designated ELD instructions. Oh, before we do that, with anything, we're always going to do some type of activate prior knowledge. So this is another Nearpod activity where it's called collaborate. Please, what platforms have you used for synchronous and asynchronous instructions? And please type it here and then post it so we can all see. Google Classroom, Zoom, excellent. Seesaw. All right, great. Greenbox, excellent. Wow, Facebook, excellent. Wow. All right. Thank you. So now I'm going to move on to the next piece. So some of you guys probably been doing it. Somebody mentioned Zoom and other platforms. So when we talk about instruction, there's two types, right? There's a synchronous, the live instruction, like right now today. And here are some elements of a lesson, but I just want us to focus on the teaching part, number 4. When the teaching part, there's 3 chunks, right? There's a explicit teaching, there's a guided practice, and there's a collaborative interactions. And same thing with asynchronous instruction, right? There's, in terms of direct instruction piece, there's other elements in a lesson, but again, there's 3 chunks. When I mentioned teaching, explicit teaching in a designated ELD, I just want to be mindful that it can be building background knowledge. We're thinking about vocabulary. It could be share-we of a text from Wonders, and then it could be deconstructing of a text, a sentence in the book, right? And also, it can be also explicit teaching language specific. With that, I just naming the 2 types, synchronous, asynchronous instructions. Here are some platforms to teach, right? Many of you guys mentioned you guys, been doing Zoom. Some people, I don't know, maybe some people, use more comfortable with Google Meets. So for us, we also mentioned that Nearpod is another platform for you to teach for designated ELD. For asynchronous, somebody mentioned, you use Seesaw. Again, Nearpod is another platform that you can use along with Screencastify, where you videotape lesson, right? And in this presentation today, we're going to go focusing on Nearpod and Seesaw. Even though some of you guys, use it in your as part of your instructional practice, but I'm going to point out some elements that will be helpful for ELD. All right, so I was mentioning earlier that when talking about instruction, there's 3 chunks. And with distant learning, it's a lot to, if you do all the elements in one setting, it's really challenging. It's time, right? So this is an example where you could break the lesson into chunks to different days, synchronous, asynchronous. This is one way you could do that. And, this is one example of a week lesson. So is there any question before I move to the ELD units, distant learning units? All right. So now I just want to be clear that our department, we will provide distant learning ELD lessons weekly. Right now, with the starting schools, we have launching distant learning units. And in here, you should be able to click. It looks like this. And this is, for you guys, I suggest that for you to have access. So this will be like a hyperlink where we store all the ELD units. Like for some of you, some people like to know what are they, and you have access to it. So if I were you, I would bookmark this page in your right now, bookmark it so you have it. But I just want to back to here. But there's other ways for you to get access to the unit. The district has the first 30 days link with each grade level with a click. But for some people, they want probably I want to see what's like week 1, week 2, right? So forth. So do you have access of that?
Just to clarify, Yunji,
yes,
everyone at the district who's teaching will receive this document that Yunji is showing, launching first 30 days. Everyone will receive that.
Yeah, it's I think in the teacher Google Classroom link as well. So that's where you get the lessons, right? So let's talk about the digital platform, Nearpod. And you're probably wondering why are we choosing Nearpod? Well, one thing with Nearpod that's really amazing is you are able to implement in your lesson, you can embed many engagement activities and formative assessment activities that built into the lesson. The only thing is the lesson, it has to be, you have to present through Nearpod. And when you present, you just click live participations, and then you skip, I'll show you later. You click it, and then you give the link to students. And then after the lesson, you could also send students paste the lessons in, asynchronously. You just click that, give the students the link. And some of you, I know the K2 teachers, they have Seesaw, and you would click that link to Seesaw. And for the 3rd to 5th grade, you will click that link to Google Classroom. And Nearpod has a lot of activities. I just highlight some of the activities I think was really, really good for ELD. Some of them we did it earlier, like collaborate, and the open-ended question. What I like about open-ended question, where you could provide a prompt, and you could have students record their response orally, not just they could type it in text form, but also orally. So I'm going to guide you through. So now at this part of the presentation, I'm going to pause. We're going to go back to Zoom, and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to, everyone, we are done with Nearpod for today, and the next part of the presentation will be through Zoom. So I'm going to go through here. All right. So, so now I'm going to guide you through Nearpod. this is Nearpod, like you always go through Clever, and then you go to Nearpod. And some of you probably like, oh, I don't have that account. Don't worry, you just sign up. Once you sign up, you have access. So this is the Nearpod platform. And this is mine. So I'm gonna guide you through. So for example, I want to teach, I'm just pretend this is a lesson, you know, and I'm gonna teach it to my class today. So I'm gonna do this one. So I'll just go like this, click live participation and click. It looks like this. And then there's a link. For upper grade, you just give them, you could send it through, you know, to Google Classroom. For Seesaw folks, just copy and then link it there. Or it's even simpler. If it's like too much for you, I would just do it. I would just give, give them the link through Zoom, the chat. Like, boys and girls, follow me. I want you to click here. What it does when it's click, and you, like what we did earlier, the students click it, join, and then there they are, and then you start teaching it. So that's live participation. And then again, you could send a lesson, students' pace, where, you know, asynchronous. Real quick, I just want to make a point. The 3 dots is really great. The 3 dots you could share with other teachers of a lesson, but after the lessons where, you know, the engagement pieces, you could export, you could like download the report. Like for example, if, you know, we do a week, you have students like talk about, give them a prompt and they have a response. You want to hear what they said, you could get the report and then hear it. You have access to all the engagement activity. How many students get, you know, the quiz correctly? How many did not? And then, so that's, let me see, that's asynchronous, right? I mean, excuse me, synchronous. I'm going to show you next piece. So I'm going to show you, well, I'm going to guide you through real quick. Let's just say after you taught the ELD lessons, for example, I have a sample here. Let's just say the 3rd grade. I did the lesson, and you know what? I noticed that my students need more time to practice. So in the lesson, I have students like, you know, respond to a prompt, but I want them to extra support. So you could do that in Nearpod. So what you could do is, let me show you how to do that. So real quick, you go like this. There's 2 ways, but this is the easiest way. You could like do a Google Slides, which like what I have, but I'm gonna show you this. You just click like that to create an activity or asynchronous lesson. So you go like that, add slide, of course you put title. Here's the 2 things. See how here, content or activities. So like I said earlier, like that lessons with students have to, this lesson students have to like make a, elaborate or ask clarifying question. That was the activity, that was the learning in the lesson. I want them to more practice of asking clarifying questions, right? Practice asking it. So I'm not gonna do content, I'm gonna do activities. And I'm gonna click open-ended questions. This is what it looks like. And for example, I was like, and then you put timer, and I'm gonna use that visual that I have. So I'm gonna go click upload the visual. I snapshot it. I believe it's one of this one. Oh no. Anyways, click that, and then you type it, and then here's a piece. And so then we click OK here on. This allows students record their response, just like what is pretty much what the students in Seesaw can do. But at Nearpod, you could do that. And this is really good for 3rd to 5th grade students. So you would save it. This is how you create a lesson. After, oh, you type, sorry, please respond to this prompt. I'm just making it, okay. I just want to save it, and then what do? Save. Then, so then you have this, then you it should be in your library. And then you send the link. I didn't title it. This is it. Press save, and then I'll send this. So anyways, this is one example. So you always have to save it. Make sure you save it. You don't save it, it doesn't go, it doesn't work. That would be a problem. So for example, I have this one, a homework activity. I would like send it to students. I'll go students page, and I would launch it. And launching, you could give like, you could like how many days you wanted, like, you know, durations. And again, copy the link, either Google Classroom or link sent to Seesaw. So that's pretty much a Nearpod that I want to show you guys. I'm gonna go back to the PowerPoint. I just explained that. So now we're gonna give you time to explore. If you want, you could go, you know, if some of you guys don't have Nearpod, register. You may look at the units, and then, oh, one last thing, sorry. In the link here, there's a Nearpod. Like, how do I access to Nearpod? Like, I have an account now. So what you do is you click here. This takes you directly. And you just like add to my library. Once you click, it's in your library. And one last thing, and I promise I'm not going to talk anymore. So Nearpod is two-way, through like regular Nearpod slide or Google slide. So once you have an account, see how here I add on? It pops up. If you don't have an account, it doesn't pop up, no add-on of Nearpod. So this is mine. I go open. That's another way. And then you would go from here and you click to Nearpod and say, go to Nearpod, and then that takes you to the platform to teach it. That's another way. There's two ways. But to make things easier, you just click the Nearpod, all right? Is there any question? We're gonna have you guys explore the Nearpod. And I believe you guys can do it in the breakout sessions.
Yes, so I'm going to place you in breakout groups, about 5 people, explore, ask each other questions, support each other, please. And Junji and I will be actually going into the groups to support as well in case you need it, all right? So,
and we're gonna give them 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes to explore that.
Okay,
actually 8.
8, okay.
For any questions that are still pending.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Hi, Jacob. Yes, go on.
I just joined. I thought I watched the whole keynote address. It seems like you guys have been at this for quite a while.
We started at 10, yes. So
that's really frustrating for those of us, because I mean, we didn't know we were supposed to leave the keynote address and come over.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me actually give you send you the link to.
I agree with you. That was not good communication.
Yeah, that was terrible, because I thought it would just start after the keynote address. So I have no idea what anyone's talking about, and I think you need to somehow start over with those of us who just began, because I'm not ready to practice anything. I haven't seen a single slide.
Okay, let me actually share the slides with you. The sketch has your schedule for any information, any session that you are.
That's really frustrating. I mean, I'm going to write my frustration. It's not your fault, but they should have told us it's time to join your session, because it's really hard to catch up now.
I hear you. So you will be placed in a small group?
I can join the breakout group if you think that'll help.
Yes, that would definitely help in any questions you have. I will be actually going through the rooms as well. to support you.
Yeah, I came in, I overheard a little bit of what you guys were saying. I came in late too, and I'm kind of
Hi,
lost as
everyone.
well.
I'm here
Yeah,
to
we were
help.
supposed to come in late. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm here to help. What help do you need?
we all of us, none of us were here to hear the beginning. And so we have no idea what to do. And we're very frustrated because we were not, no way we were going to leave the keynote in the middle. And so we need to start at the very beginning.
Okay, basically we're going to explore now how to use Nearpod. And this time it's actually for you to either create an Nearpod account if you don't have access to that. And if you do, I'm gonna share a document that you will be able to see an ELD lesson that you could actually transport it to Nearpod. So
Okay.
in the meantime, you do you need access to Nearpod?
We were at the very beginning. None of us were here, so we don't know anything.
Do you
access?
do you have
We
access
need
to
access, I
Nearpod?
guess. We don't know.
Okay, let me see. So I'm sharing now the Nearpod access to this presentation. You will open in on a slide that has access to Nearpod.
I think it was in the chat. In the chat, she posted it, and you can just click on it, and you could open your Nearpod account.
Yes, I just
And
actually
also,
shared
it's
that.
gonna
Let me
be-
see if I could do that through this breakout room.
It's in our Clever backpack too.
Telmo,
Yes, I'm here. I'm
once we log in, should we be seeing the screen that says Nearpod, synchronous instruction, asynchronous instruction? That's like the slide I have up.
Okay.
Once I
Let me now. I'm going to share now the link to the document that has the ELD lessons. All right. You actually want to click on K2 or 3.5 distance learning.
Thank you.
You may open the Nearpod link.
Awesome. Once we're there, we want to add that to our library, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you ready?
Let me know if you have more questions.
I just get to a thing that says the two kinds of learning. It just says synchronous or asynchronous.
Now, I just share a document. It's basically this document that I'm sharing right now again, Jacob, is you can find some ELD lessons that have been created for teachers.
Where's the document you just shared?
Click in the chat.
In the chat. Okay, sorry. All right, so I click on it and
Yes. And then you'll see.
Oh, now I get ELD lessons. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so what's my next step? Just go to 3rd grade and week
click,
1.
Click that week 1 IDA or Nearpod. If you click Nearpod, you could actually add that lesson or the slides to your Nearpod library.
All right, so I click on it. It just seems to be taking a long time to load. Okay, so teachers log in with Google.
Sorry, I've been requested to a different group because they need help as well. If you continue needing help, let me know through the chat as well. Sorry about that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll see. I'm going to try that.
Yeah, it's loading slow again, but I saw it last time, like when I first clicked on it. So I do know. Here we go.
You're good over here, right?
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
exploring
Excellent.
everything.
Great, thank you.
Oh,
I'm visiting this room in case you need help.
Hi, Telmo. This is Lori Chambers. I guess I might not have been clear when I signed up for this. I'm going to be working as an RTIF. Is there anything in your presentation around supporting second language learners kind of in a, I guess I was just looking for any tools or strategies for online support.
We addressing ELD and the slides that we'll be using for instruction at K2 or 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, this is some good results for you. Basically, what we're sharing right now, we're sharing based how to access the Nearpod and Seesaw that you can use for designated ELD. So
Okay.
it sounds like something that you will need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I will keep looking through. Thank you.
I'll share it. So basically, you get this link. Teachers get the real quick. You will get the give them the link from here. Sorry, live. When you teach, let's just say I'm teaching the lesson. Click live participation. Go like that, and you get you the link, and you give the link to the students directly. So, but they could join through if they have a app in the phone. Most likely they don't. I would just click here, link, copy, and then to the Zoom. Okay. So I'm gonna go to, if it's okay, I'm just gonna go to the next, talk about the next platform. So that was Nearpod. So the ELD lessons, sample lessons, all embedded with Nearpod activities. And in order for students to have access of some of the activity, like, you know, for example, collaborate. But these are the lesson, right? But for them to access of this part, you have to teach it through the platform. All right, so next one.
I'm calling everybody back to the main meeting. Okay.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to go over Seesaw. I believe many K2 teachers are very familiar with Seesaw, but what I'm going to highlight certain part of the Seesaw feature that is, to me, is really, really good in terms of instruction. Remember earlier I was saying, real quick, earlier I say, you know, with instructions, there's 3 chunks, right? There's a explicit teaching, and there's a guided practice and collaborative. For Seesaw, I think I'm going to show you the features they have right now. The guided practice and collaborative is one of, I think that is really, really good. And I showed you earlier with Nearpod, you could do that, right? I showed you earlier, create, let's just say, open-ended questions. You know, create a prompt, and you want students to orally respond to the prompt and recording it, and you're listening to what they say. So Seesaw has that feature. Let me go back to my, okay. So, you know, another thing with Seesaw is so user-friendly for EL students. It's so accessible. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody's back. It seems like everybody's back, right? Yeah, I see.
I hope so.
Yeah, before you continue,
yes.
I'm very sorry for anybody who started late this session. The session started at 10, and I know you were attending another presenter's presentation. I'm really sorry. This is actually something that
it's okay, but
in general,
they told us at the end of the keynote they were going to readjust all the sessions. So I think we should just start. I mean, and no one in my breakout group knew what was going on. So it's very, very hard to catch up now. And they did tell us at the end, they said the presenters are all aware that we went over. And so it's very hard. So I think we should do a little. They said you were supposed to wait until after the keynote. I mean, there's no way we could leave the keynote in the middle.
This is something that I definitely encourage you to put in the feedback, because the
we will.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, just so we can learn, we're starting to see it, but go slow for us.
Sure.
Go back over some stuff.
Okay, real quick for people who are late. Real quick, we talked about the 2 types of instructions: synchronous, which is live instructions, and asynchronous, right? Mm-hmm. And the element. And I think most important thing about right now, the district, we are providing sample ELD lessons for distant learning. So you don't have to create. What's the most important, which is looks like this. You click here, it looks like this. Sorry, I'm gonna go real quick. So, and the lessons, like I said earlier, you click, lessons are like this. You know, it gives you, it's grab and go type of lesson. Everything is there for you to teach, but it's embedded with a lot of engagement activity in Nearpod. And you're wondering, how do I get that? Real quick, you need to have an account. And then when you do, you just open See, I have a Nearpod account, the teacher, and I just click add on, it pops up. But if you don't have an account, you don't have option of Nearpod. What it does, you go like this. This is the day I'm teaching it. The only thing with Nearpod, you have to teach it in the platform. So you just go to Nearpod right here. This right here, click there. It takes you to the platform. I mean, this is a long way. I'm going to show you the quickest way. So, and then you send the link to the students. So another way is simplest. I think you just go like this. I just directly share with you. So you go like that. Once you have an account, it says add to my library. Have it in your library. And then that's it. Okay? So that's how you access the Nearpod, the lessons, and then teach it from there. And then you in your library, Nearpod library, it looks like this. This is my library. And I organize by folder. And these 3 buttons, explore that. It has all, that's how you share the 3 buttons to share, sorry. So when you teach the lesson, you click live participation, give them the link, students link. And after the presentation, maybe you want students pace asynchronously, you give them the link through here. And this 3 dots is great. So again, Nearpod has a lot of engagement activities. You want, like, for example, there was, some of the lesson has a lot of students like responding to a prompt, and you want to hear what they're talking about, right? We want to hear after the lesson. So you go report, you click report. When you click report, it gives you all the data, and you could, like if it's a collaborative, you click it. So report is a really must. So does that answer Nearpod? So Nearpod has 2 features, synchronous and asynchronous type of instructions. I think they're both great in terms of a lesson, ELD lesson. For upgrade, teachers, where most of the students getting assignments is through Google Classrooms, and you want, one of the ELD is students got to be able to not only practice the language, but also collaborate with other peers, right? And how do you do that, right? So one way is you could download a student's response, like, hey, boys and girls, give them the link. What do you think about what John said? Do you agree to what he said? Do you disagree? And can you say that, respond? Do you agree, disagree? So you could send them the link to Google Classroom.
Sorry, this lesson is being recorded, so everybody will have access to that, and you can actually watch any point. I think I want you to really ask to move forward with Seesaw.
Yeah, thank you.
To see
yes.
that.
For Seesaw, this is Seesaw, right? Excuse me. Let me get on to my Seesaw. I'm going to go over real quick of the feature. For Seesaw, it's really easy. You want to do, like this, say after a lesson, I want them to more practice, for example, using linking and connecting word. This is part of the lessons, So I want them to, you go plus, assign, and again, it's so you could click add activity, type up the title, and it was great here. You could voice the instructions. And on top of that, you could give a model, you could give them a model, like, this is how I want you to say it. Da, 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 da. You might do this when you build on someone's idea. This is how you say it. This is one example. And then, yeah. For ELD, it's great. So you could, for example, I have one here, example that I created. Back to class. So you assigned it, for example, link, wonders, activity or worksheets. You could have that, and the students could practice, and they could write over it. They could respond it again they could respond it this way, right? All students respond. They could do draw and type, and they could videotape themselves responding it. It's very user friendly. Back to Seesaw. So for example, the Nearpod activities, you could link it here too. one thing with Seesaw, I just want to point out the collaborative part. So when this is my class. I don't have a class. It's a fake class. Here's your response. You could click a student's response, and you could listen to their responses. And then, for example, collaborative part, you may have students respond like, okay, boys and girls, I want everyone to listen to what Telmo say about what he noticed about the picture. So I want you to think what he said. Can you build on what he said? You might say like this. So that could be a way for students to really build on each other's idea or agree or disagree, the collaborative part. So this, again, with Seesaw, this feature of where students give each other's feedback or the collaborations of collaborative type of interaction is, you could do that in Seesaw. So yeah, same thing with, I'll do one in, I believe this first grade, K2. For example, this is the lesson, like students, in the lesson, they have to talk about what they noticed about this visual. I noticed that. So you might I want them to more practice. So I would snapshot in near Seesaw. I would go like this, create one, assign, I would do something like this. You just click. It's really user-friendly. Noticing, and then I would upload a snapshot. For example, I have this. So anyways, this is how you create and then you, sorry, it's not coming up. All right. So anyways, so this is how you do, you type, create a lesson, and then you share and create the assignment for students. So now,
do we have 5 minutes to explore Seesaw and then address
yes,
questions about ELD as well?
Yes. So please explore it right now.
Yunji?
Yes.
Hi, this is Yvonne. I keep asking, what happened to the McGraw ELD link that was on Clever? That's where the primary gets our stories and the designated ELD.
We're gonna cover that next. The next.
Okay.
Just hold on,
right.
and I'm gonna explain McGraw thing. That's the next piece. McGraw is coming.
I have a question about Seesaw that's been brought up in the chat 3 or 4 times. Could I ask that now? Thank you. So this is great. I'm just wondering, are these ELD lessons available for all SFUSD teachers on Seesaw, already created, that we can simply post to our classroom?
But right now we have the lessons. This is one thing that I need to, again, I'm a TSA. We're starting officially tomorrow. We're gonna have a meeting. But right now, let me find out. That's a good question, because I think it makes sense. Because right now the lessons are already there, right? For the teacher, it's really, you just assign the students. You're not going to give the PowerPoint. This is your lesson, right? This is the units right now is more like live instructions. It's designed right now. But your question is, you want like activities, like asynchronous type of homework kind of thing? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, exactly. So on Seesaw, you can see your own library and the school district.
So why don't you hold that thoughts, because this is something that again, we're going to work on it. I think it makes sense for us in the central office to not only provide the like that's instructions, but some activities. Because last spring with the distant learning, we create like day-to-day with some of the instruction is asynchronous. We have the link. So I got to figure that out, because right now we send it through the teacher Google Classroom, each grade level. So to answer your question, you might, let me find out, because I have a feeling right now centrally, everything for teachers, resource is all through teacher Google Classroom.
Thank you.
So you might have to cut, copy and paste, but it still work. Yeah. So sorry, Telmo, how much time left for Seesaw? Sorry, I can't hear.
We should move in the next minute to see wonders, because there are
Yeah.
wonders.
Yeah.
Wonders and clever.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, you know, we cover. So next one, wonders. But before we go, okay, wonders. So just logistically, you guys, for teachers to access the wonders resources, this is like a system. We just want to be transparent. It's go through Synergy sent rosters to Clever for assignments, and then Clever share that information with McGraw. McGraw then share the resources. As of now, you guys, Synergy doesn't start until the first day of school, August 17th. So if you like, oh my gosh, I teach first grade, I don't have access to, you know, wonders, what's up, you know, what's going on? It's because of this. So just be patient. In the meantime, we suggest that you use the general login to access, but also is for the first 4 weeks of school, you should be using the distant learning, launching ELD unit, not wonders yet. It's kind of early because you need to get to know students, teaching them routine and structures. So, but for today, I just want to real quick, in general, when you have your Clever, ELD class, you will go through Clever, McGraw, not Wonder, McGraw, and then take you there. But for today, for everyone, let's sign in, and I'm gonna guide you through wonders. So for general one, you will get like this. Make sure you get the correct user and password. This is mine. So here you have all like lists of, it's everything because it's general. But when you have your class, you teach first grade, you only have first grade, teacher edition and student edition. So you have to go down for in ELD. So I'm gonna choose for demonstration. I just wanna choose first grade, but please click teacher edition for your grade level, you guys. And then I'll meet you in Google Wonders dashboard. So you guys make sure you have your grade level dashboard Wonders right now. So some of you guys, it might be nothing new, but I just want to walk through everybody, make sure everybody on the same page. Very important, unit and week. So let's focus on unit 1, week 1. You have to write unit and write week. Again, we will provide the weekly lesson for you. So make sure you have, so the lessons always start with, building background knowledge or reading a text, a share read. So how do you get the book? Share read, right? You need, for the K2, K1 classroom, they have a hard copy of the book. But most people, it's really right now, it's challenging to go back to the classroom and get the book. So you can teach it online. So this is what you do. Click designated EL instructions. Click one of these for K1 immersion. So here, this is first grade, big book.
Can you just wait, because I can't get on yet.
All right. So let's go back. Everyone click here. Make sure you copy the user and password.
I'm putting on the chat on the chat.
Okay.
The password and login info.
So this is the grade. There's, again, teacher edition only. And this is the most important unit.
You can do a little bit slower.
Yeah.
People can follow because the internet isn't.
I know.
Thank you.
So unit 1, week 1. Oh, whichever unit you want. I mean, week 1, right? But week 1 will be a good place. So next one is designated EL instruction right here. So you get this color, teal color, I think it's called. And then you click here to get the book to teach, you know, the unit. You need the big book. For 2nd and 5th grade, it's easier. It's everything in one. It's called companion textbook, I think. For the K1, it's a little bit trickier. So I will click the book. Once you click, you should see here, lesson resources. These are the resources you're gonna need for the units. And I'm gonna walk you guys through it. And in here to teach, let's just say the story for this week is called this book. This school year will be the best. This is the reallow I'm gonna do for the K1. So I will click here. And then I will read the story. And for some of you guys mentioned about connecting to Seesaw or Google Classroom, so students have access to the text. Let me show you how to do it. Right here on top, you copy the link, and then you could copy that link to Seesaw for follow-up. We want students to practice. For after you do the reallow, you want them to listen to the story again, because it's nice. They have audio. You click, they are like, you know.
This school year will be the best.
So you want them to listen to the story again.
Winters, illustrated by Renee Andriani.
So this is how you get the book. And then you go. And for K1, I'm gonna go back here. K1, so 2nd to 5th grade, the textbook and the workbook all in one. So much easier. But for K1, they have a workbook, which is this one here. And then there's a reallow book, big book. So it's 2 resources. So this is the workbook. Right, this is the workbook. So now, I think in honesty, I'm gonna show you a way where you could assign lessons or activities, you know, from Wonders. Wonders have, you could do it through their platform, but it's more work for you. What I showed you earlier right here, right now, you could just copy like this and then link it to Seesaw or Google Classroom. It's easier, but here, for upper grade classrooms, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna make it big. See how the little wheel at the bottom here, you guys? You see it? Right here, click there. For upper grade, you know, you guys doing, there's 2 ways in their Wonders platform, okay? One way is you could share it, you connect to Google Classroom. You go directly to Google Classroom. For example, you want students to listen to the story again. So you go, you know, go to Google Classroom and then assign it. This is for upper grade, it's easier. For another way, let me show you another way. Again, I'm just gonna show you, but in honesty, you probably don't have time to do that. You could do like this, assign the whole class. Assign this assignment. The problem is really, so students would, so you type the assignment, type the, you know, the title, the instruction, do you require teacher view? Yes. You know, you want students audio recording? Yes, probably. We're starting, and then you click the students. What happens is students, in order students to get this resource, this activity, they have to sign in. It looks like this. Let me show you. Oh, so it looks like
1 minute left, Yunji.
Yeah. So they would get it from the student portal. So they would sign in from, you know, Clever, McGraw, and then go, you know, the activity comes up. But yeah.
Last words. I'm really sorry that there are so many questions and no time to actually address all of them. We will check the chat to really look at the questions and respond to all of you in terms of that. You will also have a recording of this session available. It will be emailed to you as well. Again, we emphasize that instruction weren't clear about the time. Please give your feedback about any issues during the day at the end of your this day as well.
So real quick, I'm gonna have, that's Wednesday, tomorrow afternoon, I'm gonna have office hours from 1 to 2:15, and another session is 2:30 to 4 p.m. So I'm gonna give you the link of the Zoom if you, in case you have more questions. Sorry. Here's the Zoom, and the office hours let me see, sorry. I think it's 1 o'clock to 2:15, and then the next one, 2:30 to 4 o'clock, sorry, 4 o'clock. So any more questions, please come to our office hour.
Okay. Thank you very much for attending this session.
Yeah, thank you so much.
To really finish it so you can go to your next session. I appreciate your attendance and your participation as well. Again, wait for email from us addressing your questions and with the recording. Thank you very much.